Hello, hello, it's June Olson with Junebug Creations, independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, coming to you live from Whitefish, Montana. And it is Wednesday, so happy Wednesday, and that means it's also Paper Pumpkin Playdate. So I'm going to do something a little differently today because I need more of these cute little boxes. So I don't want to cut up a bunch of these for different things. So I'm going to use some of what I've already done. And then I'm going to do some things from the previous kit as well because they kind of coordinate. Well, there's no kind of. They coordinate, and so they work together. So I'm going to do a few things that I've come up with that I've either seen on Pinterest or I just came up with it in my own head. So let's go ahead and switch cameras. And I just realized I forgot my tools. I can't do anything without these, right? I don't know why I leave them over there. Maybe I should just do a separate set for over here and one over there. All right, so Paper Pumpkin, our monthly subscription box. I just realized I need my other pair of scissors. All you have to do is add to these all-inclusive kits is a pair of scissors. Everything else is in the kit to make the projects as designed. Today I am pulling in a lot of extra things. So this month was the warm wishes, and last month was, or actually this is October and November. The December one is on the way. You always have until the 10th of the month to subscribe for the next kit. So at the 10th of December then was the end of the December subscription, and it is typically not Christmas related because it comes closer to Christmas. So it's usually some sort of new year or new beginning or spring kind of thing. And this year it's going to be the dandelions. So this is October, this is November. They often coordinate, and this one totally coordinated, and I loved it. They also had the add-on, which they still have these add-on cards in there. And so you can get it and then you can use them to make more cards. All right, so what I'm going to do is start off and show you again these cute little treat packages. So we've got some chocolate in there, some Ghirardelli snowmen, and I need these for my chiropractor's office. So I need at least one more of these. And so I just wanted to make sure I didn't cut everything up and use it, but I am going to use some of what I've already cut, and we're going to do a scrapbook page today, hence the question of your scrapbooking. Do you scrapbook, or how often do you scrapbook? I can honestly say that I have not scrapbooked for a while. I've done a little bit lately, but not as much as I would like to, and I'm heading more in that direction. So you might see a little bit more of that here on some of my lives, and then probably we'll start doing at least one scrapbook page with Paper Pumpkin each month. And that's more for me as much as for you, or it's as much for me as it is for you, because I want to get back into the scrapbooking. That's how I started my paper crafting journey. So today, let's start with using some things from this. So let me just show you some of the things we've done with both of these kits. And you'll be able to see I did use a lot of the add-on cards because they were just so perfect for everything. When you get a kit, I guess I should tell you my little spiel. When you get a kit the first time, you get a block for your photopolymer stamps. There's always a photopolymer stamp set in there, and there's always an ink spot. Sometimes there's 2 ink spots, it just depends. So let's go ahead and take a look at these. So this was with the treat boxes. All right, and I'm going to turn this light on. There we go. I need a little bit more light for down here, and we'll just even it out. It always looks so much brighter on the camera than it does in my own surface. So let me fix that. That looks a little too bright for you all. There we go. All right, so we did these cards. Here we go. And so this was the front and the back of the treat boxes. And then again, the front and the back of the treat boxes. And so we were able to make the make the cards, and these labels come from the bottom part here on the treat box. So we were able to do 2 of the sentiment pieces with that. So that's always nice when you can use that way. And then last week we made our little card like that, which was our little easel card. That's what it is. It's an easel card. I couldn't think of what it was called. All right, and so we have that one. And then for the kit before that, these were the cards as designed. No, these were the cards as designed. No, these were the cards as designed. I'm getting myself confused. And then I changed it up by taking out that extra layer in here. All right, took out that extra layer, used some of the trees on these, added in a different stamp set. Use this one, then here I used the skeleton from that and then added in the polar bears. And this is where that other house went that was from the middle of the other card, and then also brought in some regal reindeer stamps. So we've made a lot with these 2. We're gonna do another one. Is this the one? Yes, this is, nope. Hold on, doing it in a different order. So we're going to use the add-on. I really love these add-on cards. I don't know. Do you all love this? Hello, Joanne. Nice to have you on here. You want to scrapbook vacation pictures and Christmas. Haven't done any pages in so very long. Right? I know. You just get to going on the cards and then you forget, wait, there's scrapbooking out there. So that's my goal, is to bring more scrapbooking to you by starting off doing scrapbook pages, at least one, with the paper pumpkin kits. And this is for me to just kind of get back in the zone. So I have here some stuff from the cards. And so what I wanted to do was cut this off. Oh, you know what? I forgot the little, the glitter glue. I want to make sure to put that on because this card has the glitter glue all over it and this card doesn't. So when I'm placing this on here, I want to make sure to add it so that it looks the same. Now I wanted to look at what I did over here because I was trying to decide. This one I like how it's less cluttered than this one. So I'm trying to decide whether to do, which one to do on here, and we'll see how it turns out. So now I have some white that I can use for sentiments or even on my, I'm going to put it over there with the scrapbook stuff. All right. So I'm hitting everything down there. All right. Do we want to clutter that all up? What do you think? With this one or without it? I kind of like it without it. I kind of like that. I still wish the truck would fit there, but of course we know it's too big. But I do have a card with the truck today. Hi, Missy. I do have a truck with the card today because I've been promising you a card with that truck. I think I'm going to leave it like this and we will use this on something else because I just feel like that looks almost too cluttered. I don't know. What do you think? Help me out. I'm really struggling. Do we want this one or not this one? Yes to the middle house or no to the middle house? Let me know because I am struggling with that. So in the meantime, though, I'm going to start putting the dimensionals that I also left over here. I'm going to get my steps in today, Missy. I can see it now. The boys are still home. They hadn't left for work this morning. And so, yeah, it's just been a little bit crazy in the house. It feels like a typical school morning, except the boy wasn't going off to school. And I haven't had that all semester. So it's been a little bit crazy here in the house. All right, so, and then I'm going to stick one more. So what does it say? If no middle house, what will you put there? Nothing. You know what? Sometimes open space is okay. Sometimes open space is okay. Just like on this one. I'll line the houses with the glitter glue, and I think I'll add some snow there, but isn't it Do we have to always have something there, or can we sometimes have some open space? What do you think? Crazy can be good. All right, so you guys think I should go ahead and use it. All right, I'll use it. I'll use it. All right, here we go. You all seem hesitant this morning. No adventurous spirit this morning. All right, so we're putting our dimensionals on here. Okay, so we're gonna do this one first. So y'all like the cluttered look. See, and now I don't know where you all live, but I lived in a cookie cutter neighborhood in Tucson where all the houses, there were like 3 or 4 different designs and they were all close together. Like I could look into my neighbor's bedroom window. Luckily they kept their blinds closed all the time because I didn't. I like having the light coming in. So I like being more spread out and not all on top of each other. All right, so that's, let's see. This one's gonna work, this one's not gonna work. So we'll put this one back over here. I think these are going to work. See, I shouldn't have put the dimensionals on until I knew what I was doing. All right, but I think those are all down low enough. So I do it this way so I can butt it up. Now this is going to be a card where it's lots of layers. So this is one that I probably will not be sending. It's going to be one that I give to someone locally because it's so thick. All right. And this one I'm going to make sure I have plenty of dimensionals on. And dimensionals in the center so that we are not sagging. Because this one is heavier because it's got all those layers up on front. And so basically I'm just taking that one card, cut off the flap to it. So taking this card, cut off the flap, and then putting this on the front of one of these. And why I didn't think of that this whole time, I saw someone else did it and I was like, why didn't I think of that? Well, because June, sometimes you just don't think of everything, right? Is that what you're saying? June, you just don't think of everything. I know, but I should have thought of that because that was super simple. That was super simple. Doesn't that look so cool? It just really, all that dimension. Okay, the house looks good. I'll give you that. It still looks a little cluttered. It's a very busy neighborhood, but at least it's all Christmassy and pretty. All right, so we're going to stamp on here. Let me get one of my cardboard pieces. We're going to stamp on here. And of course, you know, I love the Merry Christmas over instead of the Happy Holidays. There's special delivery. I'm not going to use special delivery this time. I'm going to use it for the one with the truck because the truck would make it a special delivery, right? And I forgot my ink. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. I'm going to just grab a bunch of inks of colors that I know that I'm using today. It's a Wednesday. I'm not used to all the commotion in the morning anymore. You know, Ron gets up, he goes, it's all quiet. We had the music going. My son was home. We were talking, we were laughing. It's been great, but it makes for a different kind of morning than what I am now used to from this whole semester. So, no. And it's only for 3 weeks and then, all right, so then this one, I'm going to glue it onto here. Here we go. And then put this, let's see, are we? What did we do over there? No, I guess we glued this one down and we put this on dimensionals. All right. Dimensionals right here, June. All right, here we go. All right. So I know Joanne and, oh, good morning, Covina. Nice to have you on here. You haven't done the boxes yet? I really like the boxes a lot. I really do. And that's why I wanted to be able to give them to my chiropractor office. And so I'm saving to make sure I have enough. I do have a couple other treat boxes from something else that I did from my vendor event. So I have 2 of those. So I have to have at least 3 treat boxes. And then I'm trying to decide if there's, well, actually, and then I have my hairdresser who I'm going to see today. So I was like, oh, I should probably take her a little something. So we'll do that. Like that. All right. Yes, I love this. I love all the layers. I think it looks really good. And it's, you know, it's really popped up. So like I said, it's not one that I would mail because it would be thicker unless it was in like a package. All right, so let's go ahead and use the glitter glue and have it match here. All right, so I'm going to do just a little bit down here, and I'm going to add a little bit here because that's kind of plain. All right, and the nice thing is it does dry flat. All right, so I'm going to turn this upside down, and I need my glasses because it's more detailed. All right, so I'm going to go over all of this and go through like this. And I love how it dries flat. It starts off not flat, but I love that it dries flat and it just looks so pretty. I'm going to do the little windowsills here and here. And then all these windowsills. Actually, I guess that's above the window, not really a windowsill, but you know, what do you call it above the window if it's not a windowsill? All right. You found it was easier upside down too? Well, because I put stuff there, so I don't want to put my hand in it. So excuse me. That's one of the reasons. But yeah, there's some things I like to do upside down. I'm a wacky woman, in case y'all haven't figured that out yet. No, go ahead, put wacky. I know I am. I know I am, and I can live with that. I'm good with that. All right, so let's go ahead and add some more. I embrace my wackiness. Let's just put it that way. I think y'all love me for my wackiness. At least I sure trust you love me for my wackiness. I suppose some of you might not like my wackiness, and that's okay too. That's a-okay. All right, so we're just gonna keep doing this all the way around the houses, or around the roofs. Whew. Does your hand get tired? My hand gets tired. All right, so then we will do these up here and go around. Now I know these are gables up here because they're in the roof, but what are the above the window? What would that be called? I don't know. I mean, below the window is a windowsill, but I don't know what above the window would be called. I'm not sure. Has anyone said that? Wacky's good? You like wacky? Yeah. Yes. It's hard to squeeze. Yeah. Still sad my glitter glue exploded. Yeah, you know, you weren't able to save any of it, Missy. None of it. I have to tell you, you know, you can get glitter glue, contraband glitter glue, we'll just call it that. And we would all understand. I wish they would bring it back. It was nice that they had it for this. It used to be a more popular thing. Okay, so now I'm going to put some in the trees. And I'm just kind of squirting it out and just kind of dotting it randomly, because that's kind of how it is on the big card, and we've covered up a lot of it. Ooh. Wow. My thumb. I have some issues with that thumb, so all right. But I'm not left-handed, so I can't do it left-handed. Oh, I already got some there. All right, and then we want and I'm just dotting it all over, kind of like this. And that's what gave me the idea, was this card had it. So, all right. So now it looks, oh, look what I'm trying to do. Woo! Need more sleep. That's all I can blame it on, is need more sleep. All right, so there, what do you think? You can see how it's going to be sparkly. I tried to make it random, although it's looking a little less random across here. It looks like dots purposely put there. All right, and the cool thing is, and I'll show it to you next week after it's all dry, it dries and it flattens out. Oop, I forgot a hole. Shoot. There we go. I forgot a roof piece. Oops. Forgot a roof piece over here too. And I even had my glasses on. What's my excuse? I'm going to claim lack of sleep. All right, so there we have it. So doing one whole card from this set on the front of the add-on. All right, I just really like that. And I know if you are, I apologize, I just found the stack of add-ons in envelopes. I will get those out today. Right after this, I'm going to get them addressed and sent out to you. So this is something you could do with your cards from last month if you wanted to. All right, so I like how that came out. Now I need to set it aside so it can dry, and hopefully Benji doesn't come walking through it, right? All right, so the next thing is the truck card that I have been promising you. I brought this because I need to do a little bit of road, all right? And I was thinking of sticking a tree in the back of it, but I wanted to see if I had any more trees in here. Let's see. I don't really want to cut out the whole tree. Are there any more trees in here? Oh, no, no. I used up all the trees. Did I use up all the trees? I used up all the trees. I don't really want to cut up the card base. Let's see, any trees? Oh, a tree! A tree! Oh my God, it's a big one. Okay, that's okay. Oh, I have a little one here. Oh, but it's the two little ones. So let's see. I think, where's our truck? What do you think? I don't know, that's pretty big. That's pretty big. But there's two here, so that's not gonna work. All right, we're gonna give it a whirl. It's gonna be wacky. It's going to be wacky. Excuse me. I have a frog in my throat. Let me just drink some water real quick. But this is cool. This style of card I saw from, who did I see it from? Connie Stewart. But then I decided to do it with this. All right, so we have the add-on because, well, why not? Oh, you know what? I could have done it that way. But then what would I do on this side? Nope, we're going to go ahead and keep it going this way, just like I had it. All right, so I've got this 5x7 card. Let me show you. So it's 5x7 when it's closed. Oh, but this is so cool. Oh, man. No, it's not going to work. It's too low. All right, but that just gave me an idea. I might be bringing you another quick card next week. So it's 5x7 closed. And then what I did is I cut this one to be, this is 6 1/4 by 5 1/8. And then this is 6 inches by, what was it, 9 3/4, I think. 9 3/4. All right, and then this is scored in half. So it is scored at 4 7/8, and then 2 inches from each side. And then I used one of the larger deckled circles. All right. So first thing we're going to do, make sure it's right side up. We're going to glue this in, and I scored it so that it would be in the center of my card so that it'll fold like that. So let's go ahead and glue that in. And it doesn't have to be perfectly solid glue. It'll stay. Okay. So what I'm going to do though is I'm going to fold this. I'm going to set this in here and then do that so that I know that it's going to fold. All right. Oh, here we go. All right. It's still going to close. Yeah. When you start putting things into the fold, it makes it a little trickier. Blame it on the boy being home. Let's see. Blame it on the boy being home. My wackiness this morning, yeah, we could. I'm sidetracked. What can I say? You have a bottle of lotion with the lid attached. I spent several minutes the other day looking for the lid. I hear you. I hear you. Ron said yesterday he kept going to get his water bottle out of the bedroom, and then every time he'd get to the bedroom, he couldn't figure out what he was in the bedroom for. All right, so, well, I guess I don't want it to lay flat, and that's where it gets tricky with having the fold and putting cards inside of cards, but it's okay. So then what we're going to do is we're going to glue this in here, and we're only going to glue it, I'm only going to glue it on the ends, I think. So we're going to glue it just here on the ends, because that way if it pops up, it pops up. I'm not going to worry about it. Make sure I'm not putting my fingers in it. I think we'll do the same thing here. It's folded in half. We'll just do it like this. If it all pops up, it all pops up. I'm not going to worry about it. There we go, because you're not going to want to necessarily have it flat anyways. And then, forgot to do my road. I'm going to do my road. This trucking along stamp set. And you know what? I just realized I forgot again. I need to do a live class doing the cards for this truck set. I'm going to leave this out to remind me of that. I need to find a time. It's just gotten a little bit hectic with having the boy home. All right. And I'm just going to do blue on blue. Here we go. Yeah, I should have stamped that before I did it, right? So I'm inking once, stamping twice, just giving it a little bit of a road so it doesn't look like it's floating. You want to kind of ground it. All right. Okay. All right, so this is going to be going here. So when you open it, so it's going to be closed like that. And then when you open the card, it's going to have this view. All right, so we want it like that. So I'm going to, this is why I didn't bring this card to you last week, because I hadn't quite figured it out. And now I'm trying to remember what I figured out. All right, so that truck is going to be, what if truck. No, because the truck is going to get bent. I didn't think that through. I didn't think that through. Here we go. If I put the truck here, no, because then it won't open enough. I apparently didn't finish thinking this through. I thought I had it done. I wanted it in the center, but then it's going to fold. All right, I guess it's just going to have to fold, and we'll just pick a spot to fold it. All right. And then we're going to put the tree in it. Giant, giant, giant tree. All right, it's a little bit wacky. I guess we could cut it off a little bit. We'll just cut it off a little. And that way it won't look so ginormous. And then it's gonna have a little bit of a fold in it. I'm thinking out loud, can you tell? I thought I had this figured out and I just grabbed it, and apparently I did not finish figuring it out because of this very reason. All right, so here we go. But I don't know, sometimes I think you like when I think it out loud in front of you, because then you can see the thought process behind it. So we're just gonna do that. All right, so I need to put dimensionals on the back of the tree as well, because I have dimensionals on the back of the truck. So we're gonna put the truck right here and the tree in it. So the tree is going to touch that house. All right, cross your fingers, folks. We'll see if this works out. You know, you get this idea in your head and you have it all visualized, but sometimes it doesn't happen the way you visualize it. Do you have that happen? Does it happen to you? Okay, we just won't be able to open this all the way. All right, so so you want to make sure this is down below there. It's a bulky card, so this is probably not one you're going to send either. And then when you open it like that, all right, but I need something on these pieces. Let's see. This is not big enough, so we're going to grab this and we're going to trim it. I was using white, and the white, our basic white is not as white as this, so then it looked kind of funny, and so I decided I didn't like that look. All right, so this was 2 inches, so I need this cut at 1 3/4. Ooh, cool, we'll get the moon in there. And then we'll do, I'm just gonna take it off of here, 1 3/4. Like that. So we'll have the moon over here on this side. And this is, so that's 6 1/4, so we need that cut off there. All right, we're getting this. Let me make sure I cut it at the same spot. All right, so let's do these over here. Oh yeah, that'll look so much better. My. All right, here we go. All right. So yes, you can cut the cards, the big cards, and turn them into things. Oh, I didn't, oh well. I didn't cut the bottom off far enough. it looks like. That's okay. I'm sure no one's going to pay attention as to whether it is completely centered. I'll make sure not to send this one to my mom. And then no one's going to pay attention. I love my mom, don't get me wrong. Don't take that bad, but she's a little more critical of things and will point out when I have boo-boos and mistakes. I didn't cut those at all enough. All right, now that looks a little better because it's not just so much. Is that better? That looks much better, right? Everybody say better. Maybe snow emboss the light blue. Oh, with the embossing folder. Wrong one. Is that what you're saying with the embossing folder? We could, look at that. We could totally do that. Oh, thank you. Who is that? That's a Missy. Thank you. All right, I'm going to go run this through real quick. That is brilliant. You are brilliant. I love it. You're brilliant. Because I was thinking it was kind of plain, right? It was kind of plain. Oh my gosh, look at that. That looks great. Fantastic. Way to go, Missy. All right. Oh, it didn't catch there. Oh. All right, hold on. Okay, so I only ran it through one time. I should have ran it through. See how this bottom part is a little flatter and this is not? So what you have to do is you have to put it back in there. And you can kind of feel where it will sink in to where it was. Oops. It'll sink in. And I've been having some issues. I need to call Stampin' Up. Been having some issues. I don't know if I need new plates or what, but it hasn't been running through on the one side. So I'm going to run it through on the other way. And then I'm going to run it back through towards me just to make sure I got it. And now it is much better. There's still a little bit here. So I'm not sure what's going on with my machine and it looks a little bit doubled, but that's okay. It's much better than it was. And it's not as plain as it was. So thank you, Missy. All right, let's put this baby together. All right, so I want to make sure that it's below this line. So I'm going to put glue on just the one side first. I'm going to stick it in here so that it is below the, ooh, I just put my thumb in it. Below the line. Close it like that. Then I'm going to flip it over. Put glue on the other side, and then I'm going to cross my fingers this works the way I envisioned it. Or if I've just done a total flub for y'all. All right. Same, it was too plain. Yeah, it was too plain. All right. Let's see, am I missing any? All right, so Covina's making cards today with her art group in her art room. Did the Pinterest Stampin' Up pins. Good. There was some cute truck cards I forgot. I got the gnome stamp last year. Oh, that's right, you did. You like hearing the thought process, Missy? Yeah, sometimes it's just good to hear because y'all think that I've just got it all together. No, I have to go through that same thought process. Christine, oh yeah, hashtag Christine with the embossing folder. Yeah, you know what? That one was perfect one. All right. Yeah, too plain. Oh, that came out kind of cute. That came out kind of cute. What do you think? So then it would sit like that, but you would see the stuff. Now, ideally, what I could have and probably should have done is yesterday when I was grabbing this stuff is put the glitter glue around here so that it would already be dry. Let's see how good I am at glitter gluing, and then I just won't be able to close the card. So I'm going to put some glitter glue on this tree. All right. And then let's see if I can get in there and glitter glue this house. So I'm doing the windowsills and the roofs and just kind of doing the trees, and then I'll do this house. So, all right, so sometimes you have to plan better. And it's funny because sometimes things will occur to me here when we're doing the live that didn't occur to me before the live. You know, I can plan and plan, but things will come to me when I'm doing the live that didn't come to me when I was creating. But obviously I didn't finish this card when I thought I had finished this card. All right. And then I'm going to go ahead and do some glitter glue on these snowflakes. I'm just kind of smearing it on the snowflakes so it kind of covers them with a little bit of sparkle, because we like the sparkle, right? I mean, isn't that how snow looks when the sun hits it? It's all sparkly. And I'm doing all the random dots again. Whew, that's hard. All right. All right, so that came together pretty good. All right, so I can't close it. Oh, I should put some snow on the truck, right? Here we go. We'll do some snow in here and in here. Yeah, Missy, I'm bummed for you. This is fun to play with, especially on Christmassy things. All right, so I'm gonna do some snow on here. And then snow. Snow would be on the hood, right? I have snow on my hood. Well, no, it's all melted off now, but normally I have some snow on my hood. All right. There we go. We have a snowy tree. Didn't get much on there. All right. That came out pretty cute, and then it'll be able to sit there, and so then when it sits there, it'll be like that. So you have the houses, the truck with the big old tree, and then the forest where he came from. And we got the moon in there. How fun is that? And then we have all these snowflakes. Actually, I think it should have probably been the other way around. I never know with some of these embossing folders. Do you get confused? Comment confused if you get confused sometimes as to which way is up and which way is down on some of these embossing folders. And this one, I think it probably should have been the other way, where all the heavy snow, oops, I just put my finger in that. All the heavy snow was the other way around. But that's okay. it still looks good. No one's going to pay that close attention, right? We pay closer attention than others do. So now I need to set this somewhere else where the cat is not going to get to it. It's always about the cat, right? It's always about the cat. So in here, then you can also just write over here on the side. It's only a small place to write, but that's okay. Sometimes you just want to be able to sign your name or just say a couple words and not a big old long story. I got a card yesterday that it was just the picture, the name of the family, and the date, and that was it. And I thought, you know, a little something more would have been nice. All right. Let's do a scrapbook page. Now, normally I scrapbook with pictures. I don't typically like to scrapbook without my pictures. However, today that's what I'm going to do, and in the future I'm going to work on having my pictures. So now I need to scroll out for you so you can see my 2-page layout. I almost always scrapbook in 2-page layouts. Sometimes I do a single page, but more often than not I do a double-page layout. Sentiment. Oh, you're right. We forgot a sentiment. We almost need something on that front of the card, don't we? All right, let me think about that because I can't close this. But I will think of a sentiment that we could put on the front. Let me think about that. I didn't even think about that. I was so focused on the inside of that card, I totally forgot about the outside of that card. That's pretty sad, isn't it? That's kind of sad. All right. I just had a thought though. We have this extra piece. All right, now you've distracted me, Joanne. Now I can't, there we go. Now I can't scrapbook. All right. So I got to get that blue off of here. But now I just had an idea of what I can put on the front of that card. Let's see. Okay. We're going to do a little word collage. And it's, you can blame Joanne. I'm going here. Joanne, do you like that? I just put you under the bus. All right. So I'm going to pull this. Let's see. And it doesn't have to be the whole piece. I'm just going to do a small bit. But I'm going to use both stamp sets and do a word collage. Like this. So you know how much I love doing these. These are just, oops, I guess I should have it the right way around. And then, sorry, I got silent. Sometimes I can't think out loud, but I need to learn to think out loud. All right, so we can do a little word collage like that. And I should grab the larger block. That way, woo, is that gonna work? I don't want the big block. Maybe we need to mush this together a little bit more. All right. Let's see. How about that? Ooh, close. Maybe we need to, these are about the same width. No, I kind of like that. There, with that one. Special delivery with love. My fingers are sticking to it. Do you find that? happens sometimes is your fingers stick to all right. Let's see. Special delivery, Merry Christmas, special delivery. It's easier to do it not on the stamp. You might be thinking, why isn't she doing it on the block? Because it's a lot easier to not do it on the block. Here we go. We'll do a little present over here. I like to add a few little non-word things in when I do these. And then we have some snowflakes right here. And it's just easier to do it all at one time unless you want different colors. Oh, you know what? Maybe we'll do the snowflakes in blue. Okay, we'll do the words all in red. And then we'll leave some space. So that just made it, oops, that just made it on there. Like that. Okay, so now I can move this a little bit up. Like that. Let's see. All right, so we're going to stamp it on here first just to make sure. And of course, when you have this bigger, then you want to use your ink pad. You don't want to stick that in the ink pad. Let's see how this looks. All right, so I think that will work great. So, yep. All right, so here we go. So I've been wanting to do a word collage with both of these stamp sets. So this worked out perfectly. So thank you, Joanne, for reminding me about the sentiment, because I think this will look perfect on the front of that card. And we're going to dress it up. I won't be able to put it on the card right now because it's got the glitter glue on there. Oh, that one. All right. Let's see if I can put it back. We're going to flip it over. Oops, here we go. We're going to flip it over, and I got to remember, I think sometimes, just as an FYI for you, sometimes some of the stamps are not as fat as others. So then you just have to remember to push down all the way around it just to make sure. And I did notice, I think that's why that one didn't come up as well. Much better. So I just applied extra pressure there. That looks really cool. I love doing these word collages. Can you see it pretty good? Do you love doing these? I love doing word collages. Everyone say word collages. Now that is red, not black. I know. You're like, ah, there it goes. It's not showing it again. I know. I know. All right. So I'm going to use the green. I'm going to use the dark red for the present because the green just doesn't sound. You know what? Unless I get a brighter green. What greens are in here? Does anyone know? What greens are they using in here? Because the dark green doesn't look good as a present. That's not very bright. Definitely I must old olive. We'll just use the dark red for the present. And I'm going to do another one over here. And then we're going to use the blueberry bushel for the snowflakes. All right, I grabbed another little block. No, I didn't. Here we go. All right, so then you can fill in some of these blanks. I think we're going to use the small tree. So we have a little tree right here, and we're going to use that one in the mossy meadow. Like that. I feel like I need another tree. We'll just do 2 trees side by side. And then I'm going to stick one more present in there. Nope, we're gonna stick the snowflakes. I wanted the blue. I wanted the blue. All right, there we go. All right, there. That looks really pretty. I think that looks really cute, actually. More cute than pretty. So thank you. All right. Hold on. Let's see. I missed something. Confused, confused, confused. Uh-oh, what are we confused? What did I say we were confused about? No, I forgot what I was saying. Cute cards, sentiment. Oh, Missy said sentiment. Okay. Joanne, I thought it was you. Same here, but sometimes I love a layout so much I do without. The little bit of scrapbooking I've done have been mostly double pages. I do, but it was Missy. Okay, word collages, but don't think to do it. Oh, see, that's one of the first things I think of when I get a stamp set that has a lot of words. That's one of the first things I think of is that. And I do it so much with the paper pumpkin ones that I almost feel bad about it. So here we go. So trim that down. And then what are we going to put it on? Do I want to use more of this? I got to be careful grabbing this card. No, because it's already got that on the front. Do I want to use some of this one? Let's see. I guess I could. You know, I feel like it needs red on the front with it. So let's go ahead. Is this big enough? No. All right. There we go. Here's a piece that's big enough. More red? Do we want red? Or do we want the green? Let's see what the green looks like. All right. You got me off track, but that's okay. All right, here we go. How about the green and then the red? That's what we'll do. Because I like multiple layers. You gotta be careful touching that card. I almost grabbed it. All right, so what did we cut this one to? We cut this to 3 and 7, no, 3 and 1, 2, 3/8. By 3 and 3/8. Oh wow, I actually made a square. So 3 and 3/8. So I need this to be over here. And this to be over here. How's that look? How did I do that? I did this. Wow. So 3 and 3/8. 3 and, oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's how I did that. I did that wrong. Doggone it. Do I have another piece? I don't have another piece. Let's grab another piece. There we go. Man, I am all over the place today. All over the place. All right, so it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 that I needed, not 3. And then this one, no. Wow, I am, yeah, okay. We're just gonna do it like this because I don't seem to be able to do that today. All right, like that. And then, will that fit? It will just give it a little bit. See, so sometimes I don't just measure it. Sometimes I do it like this. I lay it down and cut it that way because it's easier to make sure. and I don't have to rely on all the measurements. All right, so let's put this here like this, and then we will layer it up like that, and then we'll do this one on here and layer it up like that. Oh my gosh, I'm really liking this. All day yesterday I was like, I really need to do a word collage. I need to do a word collage. And then I was doing all this and I was like, there's no place for a word collage. And now, thank you, there's a place for a word collage. So I'm going to actually do the word collage on here with dimensionals. All right, but I can't put it on that card yet because the inside is still got the glue. Right, so I can't do that. And I want to make sure that this is pretty solid because it's layered and it's busy. I love finishing those off. I have a couple of them that are just edges. All right, here we go, like that. That's a second one finished off. And then I'll just use part of this one. I'll just do this corner and this corner over here. And then I love using it all. Do you use it all? Everybody say use it all. If you use your whole thingy of dimensionals. I mean, oh, I guess I cut that a little bit too long. Don't waste any of it. Use it all. Actually, I could just put this here and I'll just do this one. Cut it. Because this is really heavy, so I don't want it to be, I don't want it to be sagging at all. Of course, because it's got so much cardstock, oop, don't take that off yet, June. All right, so let me just show you what it will look like on the front. All right, so that's what it's gonna look like on the front. And I am going to, I'll take a picture of it, ooh, and show you. I'm going to add some glitter glue to this. Now, because these are stamped, you have to be careful. You can't use too much glitter glue or it will make it bleed. All right, so you want to be careful. So I'm just going to do a dot in the center of each of these snowflakes because I don't want to smear it. Smearing it will make it bleed and then you've just got a mess. So I'm just going to do this. And then I'm going to do the bows. Or the ribbon and the bows. And you can kind of see, I'll show you in just a second what I mean. And so I'm just putting, all right. So what I've done is I've put, you can see a little, can you see? It's not gonna show. All right, so I put on the bows on the ribbon and it's smeared a little bit, but that's okay on the ribbon. You can't really tell on the camera. I can see it in person. And then I put dots on each of the center of the snowflakes and then I dotted the tree a little bit with it as well. So then that will go on the front of this card like that. And then on the inside, they'll have this. And I think I need to put more glue on that. So let me set this aside to dry. Ooh, I think that was a little too much, but it's gonna hold now. It's not going anywhere now. All right. So, okay, now let's go back to, got sidetracked, but thank you, Missy. We needed that. That was fun. I love doing those kinds. I love the word collages with the stamps. I do. All right, so I need this one, and I want this one, and I want this one, and I want this one. I'm using all the stamps, and I need blocks for them all. So let's bring over the blocks. I think I'm going to pick that up because I like doing sideways, you know. All right, pick up that tree. We're just going to use all the stamps. We're using all the stamps. Okay, because we want to turn this kind of into DSP. So what we're going to do is we're just going to do tone on tone stamping, just so that it's not plain old stuff. All right, I've been talking a lot. How long have I kept you on here? Whoa. All right, I wonder if we need to do this another time, or maybe I'll just do a one-page. I can't do a one-page layout. All right, girls, do you need to go? Use it all? Yeah. So Joanne, you just have to remember, when you have a lot of words in a stamp set, use it all. Just use it all. All right, girls, do you need to go? Because if you need to go, we could do a separate Paper Pumpkin Playdate to do the scrapbooking page. Otherwise, I will just keep going if you're good to go. If you're good to go. This is a fairly simple layout. All right, so Joanne's still here. All right, I've got 3 viewers on, so I'm guessing if you have to go, you can always catch it on replay. I'm going to put these back together, and we're just going to stamp in the cherry cobbler, because this is cherry cobbler. I'm trying to get this out of my way. The dog's the only thing left on there. But I did use the dog last week. So, all right, so let's go ahead and do some front doors. Down here. And you can see I make it cutty-wampus. I don't do it all in the same direction. And I'm kind of spreading it out. And some of them will get covered, and it's okay. I just don't want the plain paper, and I can't texturize this giant piece of paper. All right, so that's the thing. When I was a scrapbooker, when I did do more scrapbooking, I almost always used textured paper, but you can't, but Stampin' Up! Doesn't have the textured paper. So unless you're going to go contraband, which, you know, when it comes to scrapbooking, I do go contraband when I need to, but I love our paper, and so here we go. I needed something to catch. Oh, you couldn't even see because I'm not scrolled out far enough for you. So I went off the paper, and I'm going to go off one over here too. So I got to have something to protect my surface, right? All right, so there's that one. Then we're going to do the little house. All right. And with this one, I'll do a little more. Because remember, when you're doing this kind of thing, you want to start with your largest thing, and you want them to kind of go off the paper. You don't want it, ooh, I got a hair. You don't want it to all be on the paper. So you want it off. All right, but I have this that met in the middle, and so I want them to be uniformed. There we go. So I got the house. Oops, I missed a spot. Missed a spot. All right, and then what do we have next? We have the snowflakes, we have the trees. We're gonna do, here we go. We're just gonna do some trees. I'm just filling it up. Let's see, what else do we have? We have these dots. Now the dots are great because they can just fill in a lot. All right. And you can just do it all over the place. No rhyme or reason. Because it's just filling it in. All right, and you always start with your biggest, and you can even stamp off if you want, to where you do it more than once, but just keep it kind of consistent if you're going to do that. All right, so what I mean by stamping off, if you ink once and stamp again, you want to keep that consistent, and I haven't been doing that with the other things, so I'm not going to do it with this one. All right, so you know what, I'm going to put that little dog on here all over, because dogs run around the neighborhood. Well, they shouldn't, but they do. Here we go. So we'll just do that little dog around here, because I'll probably have dog pictures. So we'll just keep doing that. So just kind of creating, and when you do the tone on tone, then it's not so in your face. So that's what I like as well, is just doing some tone on tone, just to kind of lighten it up, give it a little bit of something to look at beyond the pictures. All right. Okay, so I've got our little dog. What else? Oh, presents. We want presents. And we have another little tree. These are the ones that are in other colors, so I want to stamp those off until there's no color coming off, unless I want more steps. All right, so I'm going to do a bunch of presents around. So I'm getting into the smaller things now, the smaller stamps. So you can put more and more of those around because they're smaller. All right. And just keep randomly putting them all over. All right. And also remember, you're kind of moving them in different directions as well. Let's see. All right, so I got some presents around. All right, can you see that? Yeah, you can see that. All right, so I got the presents. We'll do some snowflakes. And again, it's still all in the red. And it's just, I don't know if you can tell, I'm not really looking in detail. I'm just finding empty spots to put things in. And now I'm going to turn it, because I did a bunch that way, and I'm going to turn it going in the different direction, and just looking for holes, just looking for larger holes to fill. All right, and that's what you do. You just start filling in. I probably could have and should have done the tree first, the extra little tree. All right, and then my last one is that little tree. And now I'm still looking for, oh, it's even smaller than the, so just looking for any areas that kind of have a hole, and then putting this little tree there. All right, and it doesn't have to be near the other tree. It can be wherever you want. All right. So just looking for holes that need something in there. All right. Let's see. It's looking like I've got, and I always look at my corners too, because I want to make sure my corners are not empty. You don't want your corners to all of a sudden be empty and be like, whoa, there's nothing in those corners. How did that happen? All right, so everything else is words. I used all the images to make my own DSP. All right, so there's that. All right, so then I'm going to put those back together so I make sure I do it in that order. And then what I did is I cut some blueberry bushel paper, and for, you know, for different size, or for a little smaller than 4x6. I don't know about you, but do you like the tone on tone, Missy? Yeah, I do too. Hi, Mary Beth, nice to have you on here. All right, so what I'm going to do is I cut these a little smaller than the 4x6 picture, because I always trim my pictures down so I can really get the focal point in there. And then what I did recently with the last set of pictures I created, I did the true digital, because they're digital pictures. I went ahead and printed it at digital size, which is smaller than the 4x6. It was 3.5 by 5, I think. So I cut these down, because I'm not sure which pictures are going to go on here, because I'm not up to current. So I'm going to do these kind of like this at a diagonal. But I do know I have some pictures of like my house decorations, so that's what I was thinking of putting on here. And then I'm going to do these sideways. So when you're doing your layouts, don't forget that you have portrait pictures and you have landscape pictures. So you want to make sure that you're showing off both. Now again, that's one of the reasons that I typically scrapbook with the pictures, not without. But I am learning to do this, and in the future I'll probably have pictures in mind. I just haven't. Yeah, my pictures are all over the place. I need to get them organized. I do have all my Christmas pictures together, but of course, for Paper Pumpkin, they won't always be Christmas. This time around they are, and I did pull those out a little while ago for a crop that I went to. So I'm going to do that this way and that way I know that the pictures will be sitting on there. And then I want to see what I have in here. So I have some of this that I could totally use, because I've already cut part of it down. I have this card, but I'm not going to cut it up, because I have still some ingredients to make a card. Let's see, I do have some of the, I have the other parts of the treat boxes. So remember, I had cut this up, so I was thinking those could be cute up there. And I got to trim off this one. So we could do that. And so then I would have this. I think this one will go here, because I think I have another one of these from the other time. So that's where you got to look and see. So these are full treat boxes that I need. So I'm not going to cut these because I need them. And so then I need at least 3 of these. So I'm going to pull out what I know I need so that I don't accidentally use it, because that would be so not cool. So this was 3 treat boxes, because this is how it held together, right? Oh, that's how the bag held together. That's what held the bag together. So I'm going to set these aside so I don't actually accidentally use them. So I still have 3 stickers though that I can use. And then these tags, so I need 1 of these and 2 of these. So I don't want to use them on accident, but I can use this on my page then. And just maybe just have a small journaling piece, and I have that card piece from the other kit. All right. Oh, I cut it. All right, here we've got that. All right, so I cut that, so I won't be able to use that. We're just gonna toss this in here and move this out of the way so I don't accidentally use those. What do we have left in this one? Put that out of the way. All right, so we have here, this was one that went all the way. So this is a whole card, so I'm not going to use that because I can actually make that card. All right, I don't have a sentiment piece. Ooh, but that could be used. And this card could be used. So let's take a look at that. See, I had a plan and now it's changed a little bit. This would be a great place for journaling too. I could totally journal on here. So let's cut this off. I don't do, unless there's a specific story to the pictures that I'm using, I don't do a ton of journaling. I just do a little bit to enhance it. All right, so let's see. So I'm just rearranging. This is why it's a little more challenging to not have the your pictures, because knowing for sure what pictures you have. So when you do it this way, then you have to find pictures that work for the page. Oh, how many of these did we need? Because I definitely don't want to miss out on that. So let's see, it was 3 for this one and 5 for that one, so 8 of them. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and that one's falling out already, so 8. All right. Let's see what we have here. I really thought I had another one of those. I kind of need another one of those. I suppose I could cut it out of there. Maybe I'll just do that. We'll just cut this one out. All right, so as I'm fussy cutting, so when you are scrapbooking, again, you want to make sure you're using portrait and landscape pictures. Don't have them all in one direction. Every now and then I also like to use a larger, like a 5x7 picture. I'll pop on there to just give it a little bit of a change so that they don't always look all the same. So when you're using cards, you can use the card backings as mats as well. And then it just depends on what kind of album you use. I use Creative Memories albums mostly, except for the school albums. I have Memory Keeper albums where they're like notebooks. They have the 3-ring binder kind of thing inside, and I use those for the school pictures or for the school pages, just because, you know, 3-ring binders go with school. It kind of coordinates, because I get really particular that way. Go ahead, say it. Go ahead and comment. Particular. June is very particular when it comes to her scrapbooks. I am. I'm not a fan of the post-bound ones because if you make them very thick, then you don't, that looks kind of cool. But I might just cut that off so that I can use the windows. Like that. Right up to where I trimmed. Oops. Okay. A little bit less. All right. So, Joanne, how long have you been scrapbooking? Missy, I know you did a scrapbook for your daughter's wedding. Have you done any other scrapbooks? You know what? This almost looks like a lemon, except it's got sugar on it. Cute. All right. So, no, I was going to use that for journaling, but now I have my other roofs. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick these down. I'm not going to glue these on top. I'm just going to glue along here so that I can slide my picture up underneath. So the best way to do that is with the tear and tape. And I use tear and tape a lot for scrapbooking. I do not use wet glue on my scrapbook pages with my pictures. I use, you know, like the Stamp and Seal for my pictures. I do not use wet glue. I know there is a wet glue that they say is photo safe, but I just have a hard time using wet glue on my scrapbook pages because I don't want that warped sort of look. And I know you'd think because I use it for my card making all the time, but for my scrapbook pages, I don't. I actually use contraband for my scrapbook pages because I won a big gun for doing scrapbook pages, and so I use that. Let me just be honest. Now, because I don't have my pictures on here, I am going to use this glue to lay these down. Oop, that was more than I had planned. So I don't mind using it on our paper. Other companies' cardstock is not as thick as ours, so then I do not use liquid glue on them. All right, so I'm going to do this right here. I'm going to do this one about the same distance away, trying to go for the same angle. All right, and then this one will go here. I'm going to drop it down just a little bit. All right. And so then I have a little bit of space here because I didn't glue it all the way to the edge where I can stick that photo in there. And then I'm going to put this up on top here after I put these two. And that way I can slide my pictures up under there. So, like that. And then when I find pictures to go with this page, I'll have to take a picture for you so that you can see up there. And then we'll do this one over the top of that, like that. And so then the pictures will slide up under, and I'll have to pick pictures that fit there. All right, and then I'm going to go ahead and do these with dimensionals. I don't use a whole lot of dimension on my scrapbook pages because it makes the album really bulky, but I do like a little bit, and these dimensionals are slim enough to where it works. But I just want to add a little bit of oomph to those. There, that'll be cute. That will be cute. Now I tend to use titles on my page, and I use either letter stamps that I have, old letter stamps from Stampin' Up. They used to come out with the larger letters. I don't have any easy to grab. They're down under, but they're piled all the other. I'm an alphabet junkie, okay? Just saying, I'm an alphabet junkie. I own it. If it's an alphabet, I love to keep it. I had a customer here the other day that was like, well, do you have any larger alphabet stamps? And I said, I do. She said, can I see them? And I said, sure. And she's like, oh, I want those. And I said, those aren't for sale. These are mine. I keep them for my scrapbooking. And she said, but if you were, I said, but I'm not. I don't sell my alphabet stamps. I'm an alphabet junkie. And she said, you would be because you're a teacher. And I said, yeah. And so she said, but that's what I need. And I said, well, you'll have to check elsewhere because I don't get rid of my alphabet stamps. So it was kind of funny because she thought maybe I would, but I didn't. I keep them. All right, so I'm going to keep this as a journaling piece because I think it's really cool, but I want to back it up. So I'm going to put it on the green, the mossy meadow. So this is 5.5 by 4 1/4. So I'm going to make this 5 3/4 by 4 1/2. And that way I've got my rim, my edge, my frame. That's the word I'm going for, my frame. All right, like that. So if you go a 1/4 space up, 1/4 of an inch up, then you always have a nice frame around it. All right, but now I've got this over here and it's coming off the edge. So now I need to rethink this. All right, and you notice I have 3 pictures over here, 3 pictures over here. I try and even it out. It's by the 12, but because I know right now someone just thought, and tell me, say odd if you just thought, but June, that's 6 pictures or that's 6 things. Yes, but we're not done embellishing, so it still works out. All right, and it's really only 5 pictures because this is journaling. All right, so I know somebody thought that when I said it, when it was 3 and 3. So definitely add the pics of it finished. Yes, I will. I will. Did you really just turn the blank blue squares over and put glue in them? Yes, I did, because of it being Stampin' Up! Paper. If this was any other cardstock, I would not have used the glue. But I already know from all my card making that I can use the glue and it's not going to warp it. I also don't use a lake of glue. I just use a fine line of glue. If you are the kind of person who ends up putting a whole lake on the back of your card, then yeah, you definitely don't want to do that with even our cardstock because it's not strong enough to be able to do that. So yeah, so I did use glue in my scrapbook, but it was not on my pictures. That's the thing. I don't use liquid glue on my pictures themselves. On the paper to the paper, I'm okay with that, but not on the pictures, because I think this is archival. Where's my glasses? I think this is archival safe. Let's see. It's photo safe, but I will not use it for that. For use on paper, photos, poster board, etc. For permanent, moderately apply glue, attach while still wet, dual applicator. For removable, bond, apply moderately, allow to dry, and then stick it down. Okay, so it is photo safe. So that means it's archival. That means I could use it in my scrapbook, but I do not use it on my actual photos. But I did use it on the cardstock because it's Stampin' Up! Cardstock, and I know that it can handle the liquid glue. All right, does that clarify it a little better for you, Missy, as I do it again? So it's on the photos themselves that I definitely do not use the liquid glue. And I know there are glues besides this one that are made for it, but I just don't. All right. Now I had those straight, but now I decided I don't like to go straight. I'm a wonky kind of girl. I just am a wonky kind of girl. So most of the times you will see my pictures, my titles. Oop, I moved that. You will see it. They are wonky. All right, and I'm going to do this one over here because I think we're going to, because we go and cut our own tree. Oh, this could be cool for our tree cutting. All right, how can I bring this in? All right, so how much space? So this with scrapbooking, or with scrapbooking, I don't do a whole lot of measuring. I kind of eyeball, or I'll like lay this down, be like, oh, I need it over here, so I'm gonna bring it. And I just use my thumb to mark it of where I need to cut. All right. That's a lot of sky, so we're not gonna do that much sky. So I'm gonna cut it down there. And so that's how I do that, is I don't measure, but I want this as an embellishment. And a lot of times I round things off, but right now I'm not rounding them off. But I could do a sentiment or something here. What do we have? I don't think any of these. Warm wishes, speedy delivery, 'tis the season, with love. Ooh, ooh, ooh. All right. I have these little things that could possibly, 'tis the season, here we go, with love, could totally work. All right, totally. All right, I need more blocks. Where did I put my blocks? Over here. All right, I'm getting all excited, girls. Are you creating a monster? I'm all excited about this scrapbooking bit. Oh, here we go. All right, so I need that one, and the 'tis the season, and I need it on this block. Here we go. And we're going to go ahead and do it in the red, but I'm going to use the real red so that it's brighter. All right, so nope, with love isn't going to work because we're out doing the tree. 'Tis the season. That will work. All right, I'll save this for something else. What could I do with that one? Any suggestions? Well, you know what? I can use it for something else. Does that fit? I'm going to do 'tis the season on this one. And see, oh, I like that better because it's got more of the snow on it. All right, so 'tis the season. All right, see, this is where sometimes it takes me a while. All right, so I want that on here. So I'm going to go ahead, and I'll be writing on this one. I'm going to go ahead and put this down. Oh, I hadn't glued that yet. I thought I had. All right, here we go. And then we'll glue this one down. This is going to be so cute. Now I'm going to have to go find those pictures that I just recently printed out. I think they were recent. I was working on them the other day, a couple weeks ago. Thanksgiving weekend, I guess. Instead of decorating, I went to a crop and worked on some Christmas pages. All right, and then this one I'm actually going to do on dimensionals. Oh, let's cut this out. And like this. All right. Wonky always, yep. Oh, there. I know, I'm forever wonky. Forever and ever. Forever and ever wonky. All right, there we go. This one across there. And oops, what'd I do? Huh. Did that wrong. All right, here we go. Okay, so All right, it's harder to talk while I scrapbook than I realized. I thought I could do it, but apparently that's not my forte of talking while trying to figure out scrapbook pages, because yeah, I'm not used to thinking out loud with my, doing scrapbook pages. I'm out of practice with the scrapbooking, so it comes naturally, but it's just, as you can tell, it's not as natural. I'm still having to do a lot of thinking, but I am going to be doing this more. My goal is to always do at least one scrapbook page for Paper Pumpkin each month. So if you want to get into scrapbooking, just let me know. I would love to offer some scrapbooking classes, especially like a beginner, like a Scrapbooks 101 kind of thing for people who are just getting started with it. So if that's something that would interest you, put Scrapbooking 101 in the comments. So, and then Joanne, I know you're a seasoned scrapbooker, so I could do a scrapbooking, here we go. I could do a more advanced scrapbooking class too. All right. I think I'm going to bring this up, not too far, so I can stick the picture under there. But sometimes you don't want things to all just be separate. You want some overlapping in there. And a lot of times I do that then with the embellishments. All right. With the embellishments. So like this. We can put this on a dimensional like that in the center, and that way I can slide the pictures underneath. All right, so I typically do a title with, like I said, the letter stamp. So I'm going to stop at this point because this is as far as I had come up with in my brain, and I have kept you all here for a long time. So I'm going to stop at this point, but what I'm going to do is finish this with preparing, and then we'll come back together and I will either show you the finished product or I will finish it in front of you. I'm going to do my best to use strictly Stampin' Up! Stuff, but it might be some retired things, so if you see the retired stamps, you cannot get upset. Don't ask me for them, because if they're alphabet stamps, I'm not getting rid of them, but they will be Stampin' Up! What color would you do the title? I would probably do the title in white with a backing of another color. It just depends. The letter stamps that I have, I would have to fussy cut everything. We have a set of the letter stamps, the alphabet dies that we have. They're just very thin. So then I would probably do them in 2 colors and then put them on, say, white, or do them in like a blue and a white and then put them on red. I think most likely I would do them in, well, I don't want to keep going red, white, and blue, because then this isn't going to look very Christmassy. So that's where I have to stop and think, because I didn't get as far in my planning of these pages as I thought I had, and then I forgot when I was planning it about the title, because for cards we don't do titles, but for scrapbook pages I always do titles. So I'm going to have to think about that, and I'm going to set this aside for a little bit and think about it and probably play with those alphabet dies. They're the a la mode, I think. Dies, they're just they're nice and tall, but they're very skinny. They're not very bold. So I would probably double them, or I would take one color and put it on white so that they show clearly. I used them on another scrapbook page when I was at that crop, and it's hard to see them, so I'm going to have to actually outline them with a pen or with a marker, because they're hard to see. They don't stand out very well. So that's why I'm thinking either double colors and kind of give them a shadow, or just one color and put it on white, or a combination of two colors. And I would probably, actually I would probably pull out some yellow, because we have yellow with the trees and the decorations. So maybe red and yellow. I don't know. That's where I'm kind of stumped right now. So I'm going to have to stop this, and I apologize for that. And then think about this. I forgot about titles. That's how I have not been scrapbooking very much. So I have forgotten about titles. So, all right. You would put "'Tis the Season" near the bottom of the two portrait pics. Of the three portrait pics. It would be too close to the edge. So, and I'm going to have my title on that side, so we'll see. I'm not sure what the title is. See, that's the thing. I try and do some catchy titles. The scrapbook process, yeah, it's quite a process. So I'm kind of out of the habit. So I will work on that so that I can bring you a completed scrapbook page when I do this. And we will then get together again. So I will look at my calendar and see about doing that truck class really soon, and then put that notice in there. Remember, today is Wednesday, so tomorrow is the 14th, and tomorrow is free shipping. You got that? Free shipping. Yeah, perfect timing. Now, they are not guaranteeing you'll get it before Christmas, but of course, the earlier in the day that you order, and you can start as soon as midnight tonight, the sooner you will get your order. So if you are ordering Christmas presents for somebody crafty in your life, then I would say order it as soon as you get out of bed in the morning, if you don't stay up that late. And it's 12 a.m. Mountain Time. Okay, 12 a.m. Mountain Time, that would be 2 a.m. Eastern Time, so you're probably not going to be up at that time. But as soon as you get up in the morning, place your order, get your free shipping, and there is a chance you could get it before Christmas. There is not a promise to get it before Christmas. So if you have any questions about that, please feel free to reach out to me. I am happy to help you out. And I thank you for hanging in with me this long, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.